Hey, SMB Nation, Harry Brailsford here, and we have a special treat. We have a community member who may have flown a little bit beneath the radar for the SMB Nation conversation. And so we're going to fix that right here, right now. I'm with Lisa Hendrickson. Lisa, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So on a personal note, like so many of us, it looks like you have a home-based business. We call it mobility.
Soho.
And you recently bought a home in Minnesota, so congratulations.
Thank you. For any of those that have been following me online, I have been traveling for 5 years. Lived in many different areas of the United States. Got to experience a little bit of everything. And just this last 6 months, I was like, time to go nest up, and I'm gonna go to grad school this fall.
Amen. What are you
Yeah.
studying? I love people who are life learners. What are you studying in grad school?
Well, I'm gonna do the MBA program, and I'm gonna try to kind of focus on projects because with all I've got 23 years of being a technician, 13 of owning a business. I kind of figured I can learn a lot in school to take my business to the next level. I'm not probably interested in getting a corporate job, but you never know. You need a backup plan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's play What's Your Story? Start from the beginning with your community and what you traditionally do. Go.
Well, the short story is in around 2010, I decided to write a book. I had a large social media following in Minnesota with
Yep.
LinkedIn, back when LinkedIn was really engaging, and it was really awesome back then.
Yeah,
So I wrote a
absolutely.
book. Yeah, I wrote a book called "Call That Girl's Guide to Social Media," and that little book really took off. And at the same time, I started engaging in some online forums for technicians that I didn't even know existed. And within just a few months of me joining this forum, the book, I talked to the owner of the forum and he helped me promote it. And that kicked off my many years of writing books and then changing it to video. And I kind of grew my own online following, not
Yep.
as an influencer, but just like people were like, what are you up to now? Because I was always doing fresh things. So with the books and the videos, I have a YouTube channel, I do podcasting. I have a really large LinkedIn following, which I'm learning how to engage in LinkedIn differently now because they've changed the rules there a lot and
Yeah,
changed a
they
lot of
have.
things.
I know.
Yeah, and I have a Facebook following about 8,500 people. I've got a nice newsletter list that has great open rates because I know how to do newsletters really well. I've been doing them for, 11 years or whatever. So right now I'm working on a new campaign, a new social media marketing campaign, something a little different. I'm trying to share every day with my social media the jobs I'm doing and how I fixed it.
Yep.
And within that, we're working on some other videos for YouTube because YouTube is probably next to Google with my SEO is the second way I get clients in for what I
Amen.
do. And
Amen.
those that don't know what I do, I'm a Microsoft Outlook expert and an Office 365 consultant.
Yep.
So with all these years of me doing tech work, I love marketing and I've kind of conquered the SEO world also. So I do a lot of SEO as well. And I'm going to share all those tips with my social media. I've got a lot of things to share, really.
Yeah.
So,
Well, with your branding of Call That Girl, I'm wondering. Let me take a stab at this. Back when I carried the briefcase and the bag, and was doing the work of the Microsoft Jesus, I was called the computer guy, right? So I go to my clients, like the real estate company, I think 60 employees, and they would just raise, "Hey, computer guy, come here, I can't print," and
yeah.
and and that was the nomenclature. I'm wondering if your branding resembles that, like, "Hey, call that girl and find out what's going on." Is that how you worked into your branding?
Well, the branding started in at a position I held at Honeywell. I was the only female at the help desk, and people used to say, call that girl at the help desk. That was it.
Yeah,
And in 2003, I got let go because IBM took over their infrastructure.
sure.
And I had nothing to do. So my friend and I was like, I want to do home support for women. I happened to live down the street from a Geek Squad. One of the early days they had the
Sure.
Beatles, and then
Well, in Minnesota, right? Minnesota Geek
yeah,
Squad.
I was kind of right there when it all was happening. So I remember seeing that bug every day down the street from me, and I was like, what kind of branding can I do? And my friend and I came up with Call That Girl, and it's stuck ever since. And I started my business officially in 2003, signed up with the state in 2004, and I did it part-time for people mostly who I worked with at corporate jobs.
Yeah, it's funny how you can arrive at your identity and your branding, and by that I mean, in the early 2000s, originally my consultancy was Matthew Brailsford Associates, and in the early 2000s, one fine day, sitting around with some neighbors, we're, kind of snapping our finger, what should we call this thing? Small business servers out, and they had just invented, or it became common usage, the term SMB, small medium business. Prior to that, we would have thought of server messaging blocks. It had a whole different meaning. And Lisa, if you can imagine, we're kind of sitting around one fine afternoon like SMB, SMB, SMB Nation. And
Yeah.
we did not have to pay $50,000 to a branding agency. I know one in Seattle that handled the Corbis photo sharing environment that I think acquired Getty. We did not need to pay $50,000 to go through these whiteboard exercise and walk across hot coals and fall back into people's arms.
Corporate culture.
Yeah, and Lisa, that's how the game is played. And I highlight this interchange with you because at SMB Nation, what we're trying to promote is that people have to constantly be thinking about starting over, starting up, or both, right? And you're going back to grad school speaks towards that, sort of a start over, and everybody should be doing that. Lisa, finally, where can people follow you? What is your URL? And we're going to put it at the bottom of the screen. So how can people find you?
Well, on Facebook, if you search Call That Girl, it should pop up as Call That Girl Help Desk. That's what I grabbed at the time. It's really long tail. And then on LinkedIn.
Right now.
Okay.
And go on.
Well, if you go on there, you'll see that I'm sharing what I call my win-wins. They're little stars. I've branded that out. And you know how one thing I've learned, Harry, is on social media, you got to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give some folks a tip with what I've been doing since about a month ago, is on LinkedIn and my Facebook, because they both have 8,000 some followers. I've been putting out with the little stars and the hearts saying win-win. And then I tell a story, a piece of it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I do a little short break and then I give the answer. Because I really want people to see what kind of things I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I'm a real person, so the marketing is there. I do get some engagements, but really what I see the most of is more views. And the views are awesome because that people are clicking that read more or see more button. And so they're interacting somehow, but they're not liking it. And I have an argument with my best friend on who gives a crap on who likes it. It's how you're being seen, because that's what matters. And it floats through people's feeds so fast, you can't control if they're going to like everything, So Facebook is the Call That Girl Help Desk. And then LinkedIn is / Call That Girl. So it's linkedin.com/in/Call That Girl. Or you can just search Lisa Hendrickson. Or LinkedIn has SEO. You can search Outlook Expert, and I come up also. And that's how I get a lot of my work on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm impressed. 8,600 likes and followers on the Facebook group. Congratulations, you've built a real audience. So, Jenny, over in the radio control room, as we wrap up, I'm making a screenshot of that Facebook page. So we're going to have the Facebook page take us out. Lisa, we want to get you back periodically. This was a hello world, but next time we talk, I'd like to double click down into some of these posts that you have that are technical in nature. You've got technical chops. Congratulations. It's a lost art. And we're also going to track you through your MBA journey. We're sitting here in late July. Does the journey begin in August? Is it a semester in August? Okay.
Yeah, my first class is Quantitative Business Decisions and Managerial Economics.
And I can't even spell that. It's time for me to go. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. Have a great day. Everybody have a great day. Thanks, Jenny.
See ya. Bye-bye.